Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf and Mordor, and we are back here with Mithrandir, who wishes to say more about the artifact that Eorzan stole.
The artifact Eorzan stole from the vault of Durthon bears a powerful corruption.
But it was not made in the land of Mordor. It came from elsewhere, and the corruption that envelops it stems from a long stay in the Black Land. If this evil could be cleansed, I believe that Elrond could imbue it with a powerful and vital force for good. Before that can happen, however, we must do something about the corruption that Mordor has worked upon it. There are different methods to accomplish this, though the wise disagree upon the effectiveness of each. My preference is to bring the corrupted item to the place where it was made, or to the place of some significant upon its path, and to thereby diffuse the foul touch of Mordor that has been put on it in the interim. We must learn the story of this heirloom before it came to Mordor. There is a slight depression here, Pineleaf, but it has been worn smooth by the passage of time, and the edges are difficult to discover. Even so, I can feel enough of the indentation to state with certainty that it once was in the shape of a star with 5 points. To my mind, that marks the badge as having once belonged to a guard in the High King of Elendil, perhaps at Illuminus, the seed to power in the north. Bring it to that city, and see if you can cleanse the corruption that has now encircled it. Teheran of the Dunedain has returned to Illuminus to keep the peace there, and may be able to help you. Alright then. That means we only have to go from Mordor all the way to Illuminus. Wonderful! Fortunately, I'm a warden, and getting to Illuminus isn't all that difficult. So, therefore, let's speak with Teheran and see what he has to say. It is good to see you again, my friend. The life of a warden is never uneventful, for there are always good folk that need defending. How many minutes of celebration did we have before Aragorn began to worry that the folk of his kingdom were still not secure from a threat? 2? 3? Ours is a life of service, Pineleaf, and I would have it no other way. I never had the patience for tending crops or raising animals, but I could stand a spear line opposed to evil for days without complaint. But what brings you hither? Let's see. I have seen medals similar to this in the old city. They were worn by the soldiers of Elendil and served as identification for his guards. But I cannot say that I have seen one exactly like this, for there are some curious markings beneath the depression here. One unfamiliar with the workings of the soldiery could easily have missed it. Several of my fellow rangers are on patrol throughout the city. Bring it to Linith, Carastir, and Gwyneel in Illuminus, and see if the Steadfast Sisters have seen any badges identical to this. Right? Well, first of all, let's take care of these guys. After Mordor, those guys aren't particularly tough, are they? Oh. Rangers can deal with that one as we head out and find the Steadfast Sisters. Actually, that would make a pretty nice name for a kinship, I think. Hello there, are you Lenith? What have you brought to this city? I sensed this evil even before you approached. This is the type of metal that was worn by the defenders of the city at the height of its glory, but it has become encircled by darkness. That is a cruel hurt, but it is a common one in these days, where fell forces take things of beauty and nobility and bring them low. That it happen frequently makes it no less of an insult to me. If we could read these symbols, we might know where the guards wearing this badge were stationed, but I am unable to make sense of them. Perhaps one of my sisters could tell you more? We pride ourselves in our patience, but that patience does not always extend to remaining in each other's company. You'll find Carastir and Gwyneel elsewhere, but still in the city. They're known for the patience, but not for the patience of remaining together. Oh boy, what a nice trio they are. Well then, let us head up here and find the second sister, who is up in this direction, if I, read the ring correctly. Hello there. I was wondering if you could make out anything on this badge. What is that? You have brought evil here! As if the city has not seen enough darkness in recent months. Explain yourself. Is this some artifact of the shadow? Scions of Angmar still hope to bring that kingdom once more to prominence, and we will stand against them. Yes. I have never seen one exactly like this. My advice is for you to destroy it. This might once have been an heirloom of a beautiful kingdom, a kingdom I am sworn to honor and cherish. But now it has fallen to evil, and is a reminder of our failures. Beasts have drawn up here. Oh, that's not good. Level 107 beast. Well, most of the rangers here won't be able to handle that, right? What, they're about level 50 or so? Yeah. Well, we're taking care of that. Well fought. I would expect no less from a warden. Alright, well. But she's not happy that I brought it here. So, therefore, let's go and find the third sister. Greetings. I was wondering if you could tell me what this badge represents. We are well met, Pineleaf. What brings you to the city of the kings? This badge is held in the grip of a powerful evil, but I can recognize that it was once worn proudly by defenders of the High King in this very city. Did you show it to my sisters? I can imagine their responses. Mine, however, might be of more practical bent. I cannot tell you where it might have been worn, but Annuminus has long had a problem with looters. If the defenders of the city cannot identify their markings, perhaps a tomb robber can tell you where he had looted the badges with similar markings. They have a camp at Rantost, an island on Lake Evendem, and may tell you what we cannot. Rantost. Rantost. Oh, boy. Yep. Rantost. I think they wanted to remind us that people call this place Everswim because what's a trip to Evendem without a nice long swim? Hello there. I was wondering if you could identify this badge. Yeah, like, he's gonna help us.
What do you need?
You here to pinch some of my loot? Aye or nay, and answer quickly, or I'll stick you with my best knife and bury you in the surf, shallow-like. I was just wondering if you could identify this. Ooh, aye, I've seen badges like this once, plenty of 'em, all around the bridge those dirty ruffians called Ariant. Are you saying these are worth something? I could give this one back to you, it's true, and let you make a tiny profit. That's one option. I could guess which option he's going to take. Yeah, I had a feeling of that. Or maybe I'll kill you and take it myself. He went down quickly. Well, back to Anuminous. The badge appears to come from Ariant. You learned from the Steadfast Sisters that badges of this type are worn near the Bridge of Ariant. That is very near. Well, actually, it wasn't really the sisters. It was a tomb robber by the name of Colm Fettering, who, once he thought that I felt it might be valuable, decided to try to kill me so he could keep it for himself. That sadness is all too common these days, my friend. The badge is old, it is true, but I cannot say it is much value to anyone but the Dunedain, or to scholars of history. What unhappy road led Colm Fettering to this end? Could he have turned aside? Sauron may be gone, but Colm Fettering was not guided by the hand of the Dark Lord, or by schemes hatched in the Dark Tower. He was a man only, and guided by the difficulties of the poor and the desperate. Speak to me when you are ready, and we can walk the bridge of Ariant. Let us see if we can cleanse the corruption from that badge, at least. There will be bigger and more troubling challenges in the morrow, and they may be more difficult to fix.
Your efforts to cleanse the evils from the corrupted badge have led you to the bridge of Ariant, high above Lake Evendim, in the City of Kings.
Here we are. Let us cross the bridge and remain vigilant. The forces of Angmar crept back into the city while we were in the Southlands, and they may seek to surprise us. Well, we shall see. The oath I swore bound me to go with Aragorn when he had need. I do not regret the journey of the Grey Company, but we did not leave enough defenders behind. Aragorn Angmar defeated once, sought to rise again. Forces from Khartoum hold Ost and Indel even now. Why have they not secured the bridge? Well, we'll have to find out. Steady, Pineleaf. A villain reveals himself. Aha! Have you come to swear allegiance to Angmar? I sense that you bear a powerful artifact of evil. Prepare for disappointment, vile one. We are here to cleanse this badge of its corruption. But it will be our pleasure to rid this city of you. My servants, slay the trespassers! Well, we'll see. I guess we each think that the other is the trespasser. But we shall deal with them. He doesn't go down as quickly as that villain did. I guess Angmar has stronger soldiers. Well, these were 107. That villain was 105. So that could make a difference. Well, let's go. See if he can go down. How many are there left after this? There are only 2 of them! Each of us is worth 10 of your thralls, Orcranag. That was true of he who wore this badge as well. Elinda's wardens are all dead. Well, I'm a warden. I'm Aragorn's warden. Yes. Now you will join them. Yeah, that instead of Elendil's wardens, now we have Aragorn's wardens. And that's why it's a warden quest, of course. Because each class gets its own quest in this manner. Aha! Run away! Run away! He seeks to escape! Oh well. You're not going anywhere! Aha! Then die! 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 It's only signature. So we can take care of him, right? Maybe. Die! Die? Oh, just die yourself. Oh, how about that? The corruption seems to have gone away. How about that? I'm glad to see you three. I had a feeling we might be needed. There we go. The badge has been cleansed of its corruption. We have made proud whatever forgotten warden wore this badge in defense of his king, Pineleaf. I have thought of something as well. The guards of the city in days of old wore these badges to signify their posts, but I am grateful that we have not maintained that tradition. If the steadfast sisters were consigned to their own posts, they would not have been able to assist us when they did, and Olcranag might have escaped to wreak further evil. Thankfully, there is no man save Elisar alone who might be able to command the sisters and have them heed it. But still, I am glad that wardens and rangers go where they are needed, not where they are assigned to be. Where next will you go? To Rivendell to speak with Elrond? Give him my regards, for I must stay here and hold the line for Angmar. Oh, against Angmar! Yes, of course, against Angmar. Let's go. And here's one of those rare times where you meet Elrond outside of his library. Hello, Elrond. I was wondering if you could do anything about this badge.
You will need the aid of a light that can pierce the darkness.
I know why you have come, Pineleaf. If you are to journey beneath the shroud that covers Gorgoroth, you will need the aid of a light that can pierce the darkness. Yes. You dipped it in that water? Oh, okay. Well, it's showing light, as if you rekindled something. You are reminded of the promise of High King Elendil that was submerged by the darkness. It was restored by the defeat of Sauron and the return of the king to Gondor. I think of Cole Fettering and hope that one day the hearts of men like him will shine as brightly, restored similarly from the darkness. With the light of Erendel, you will be able to walk where shadows lie and overcome them. All right?
Erendil was a mariner.
Erendel was a mariner, Pineleaf, and he braved the storm and roaring wave. He bore shining light out of darkness. He voyaged through sadness and woe, cresting the waves of his sorrow and braving the winds of wrath to bring hope from afar. He travels still upon his errand, not upon the seas of the world, but of the heavens, the light of the Silmaril on his brow showing the way. For all the Eldar, the light of Erendel's star is counted most precious. It is a sign of hope for all who labor against the great enemy or the multitudes of his servants. For me, It is something more. Eärendil was a mariner, but he was also my sire. When I look to the stars, I remember much that was now gone beyond the circles of the world, and the joy of memory is tinged with the sorrow of loss. I give you this gift, so you may bear the light of Eärendil with you, and it will be a shining lamp in the darkness. It's time to go back to Gandalf and tell him what we have done. I have returned, and we have cleansed the artifact.
The light of Eärendil will serve you well within Gorgoroth.
Aye, you have cleansed the corruption from the artifact that Eorzen brought to Durthang. I never doubted you will be equal to the task. This will serve you well. I deem that few of the commanders of which Eorzen spoke will be able to endure its presence, and none will enjoy it. It will bring them discomfort and aid you in piercing the shadow. It is time to press further into Mordor. And what will that entail, I wonder?
Enemies still hold the channel between Udun and Dor Amarth.
Well, first off, let's see what this gift is. It is the Badge of Ariant, and it's a real nice item, right? Good in agility, good in actually not so good in vitality. I've already got a better item. Usually I don't, because I was lucky enough to get a good item before then, so it's not as impressive as it was before. Nevertheless, that is it for today. When we return next time, we'll see where Gandalf wishes us to go next, or we may just continue on doing further quests on Udun. We'll find out which in the next episode of Pineleaf in Mordor.